Welcome to Living Your Path. I am Cecile Ferry, a coach and astrologer. I'm here to guide you on how to live and work in alignment with your true self so you can find fulfillment and serenity. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to your Cosmic Catch-Up Update for week commencing the 6th of October. I'm going to go straight into the full moon happening really shortly. My apologies, I could not get this out to you any sooner. Sometimes the planet's timing is just not ideal. So I'm getting this out as fast as I can. I will focus on the full moon and also cover another transit that is building up this week. So across Monday 6th and Tuesday 7th, we have a super full moon in Aries. So if you're in New York, it's happening at 11:47 p.m. on Monday. In the UK, 4:47 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And in Australia, it's Tuesday afternoon, 2:47 p.m. So it's a super full moon, which means we are going to feel it more because the moon is closer to us on Earth. And because it's Aries, I don't need to say it, it's going to be a fiery one and we are all going to feel it. So I'm going to start by saying that. Just watch out across Monday, Tuesday, because you might find yourself particularly activated. The fact that it's a super full moon and it's in Aries, a very fiery sign. And not just you, but other people as well. So really take care. Get through the next 2 days and watch emotional waves in yourself or other people, in particular that reactive, fiery, aggressive, impulsive, and sometimes abrasive energy of Aries. And it's really important and significant because the ruler of this full moon, Aries, is Mars, and Mars is in Scorpio, where it feels very much at home. It feels very powerful, very passionate, very focused. So you hear what I'm saying, there is double down of that fiery, passionate, powerful energy right now. So that is the backdrop, okay? And it's a pretty intense one. And this is a full moon, so something in your life is coming to an end. It's coming to a point of closure, a point of release, and something needs to go. Definitely you are going to be seeing something. So the sun is in Libra and will be illuminating something in Aries in that area of your life. So if you know what I'm talking about, check your birth chart for 14 degrees of Aries and see which house that is. This is where you're likely to see something about yourself and maybe something about your anger, how you've been behaving. Maybe you're getting into fights, so you may be getting into fight just around that time. But it's not for you to have a terrible, crappy time. It's to teach you something. It's to show you that there is probably another way, or that you need to heal things, or you need to watch your reaction. Wherever that full moon is taking place in your chart, the flavor of it is that it is time to get back to yourself. It is time to refocus and to see where maybe you've been leaning too much into other people's tendencies, or you have not been your authentic self. So it's time to come back and to purge and to release old identities, old ways of being that are not serving you, and getting back to who you truly are. So it's really powerful, but it's not going to be in an easy way because it's a full moon and it's quite intense. So you will get to see, okay, what you need to correct to get back into your full self and kind of have that self-leadership. And the way you're going to see it is you might be called to do something because Aries is about movement and energy. So not just releasing as in seeing it happening and letting it go, but you might actually have to take some action. But just really be careful around your communication because just around the same time as this full moon, we have Mercury entering Scorpio and forming a square aspect with Pluto in Aquarius. So Mercury in Scorpio is going to be about digging into things and topics that maybe we are not very at ease with, but things that are deep. And that could be about secrets or hidden things. And Pluto is also the planet of the underworld. It's about power and it's about deep transformation. So there could be some real big revelations coming to light, whether that's going to happen in the world collectively or it's going to happen for you. But there is going to be that tension point of truth being revealed, and it's not going to be comfortable because it might be us just like maybe saying things that we wouldn't normally say, but also feeling that we're having a conversation that is quite detoxifying, quite healing, but it's not going to be an easy one. So I hope you can piece that together. That story that I'm building is that we are going to see something about ourselves and we're going to feel maybe the need to do something, and how we communicate. We could lack the match, or we could channel that in a way that feels really healing and transformative for everyone's highest good. But basically, we've got to watch and not turn this into a big fight. So that's the goal for the first half of this week. It's get through it, see what is the message for us, and address that tension we're going to feel about the truth and how we communicate about it with other people involved. So my 2 tips are to watch your emotions. Don't act in the heat of a big emotional surge. Feel those emotions, work through them, and then do something. And watch your relationships. Really go easy, especially if you feel like fire coming out of your mouth. And a couple of questions for you to ponder under this full moon are: what am I called to do? What parts of me are ready to be seen? Where do I need some courage? Because Aries is about action in a courageous way. Where is there anger or frustration showing me that something needs to change? So see, like this is the full moon. This isn't a new moon where you're going to start something and like lead with that. This is understanding what needs to be shared. And in order for you to be more authentic, to be more yourself and fulfill your own needs. So it is positive, but I don't think it's going to be an easy full moon, especially if you've got planets or you're born in Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra. But the positive news is just after that full moon, there will be a harmonious aspect between Venus and Jupiter. So that's going to bring a little bit more loving energy, which we are going to need once we are through that full moon. And the other transit I wanted to cover this week, it is building up throughout the week and it will already be at play during the full moon, but it will really peak by Sunday, is we have Venus opposite Saturn. So Venus is in Virgo. It's all about really doubling down on details, on attention, on maybe being a little bit of a perfectionist. And Saturn in Pisces is about releasing, but having structure and discipline. So there is an opposition going on there, and we are going to feel it. It's an opposition to do with everything that we're doing, especially in detail, and maybe that control versus releasing and more acceptance and letting things go. Also, an opposition between maybe perfectionism and what we're trying to achieve versus having compassion for other people. We are likely to feel this in either our relationships or our finances or our sense of self-worth. So again, not a super easy aspect, but in a relationship, we're likely to feel that dynamic where if we're single, we might feel quite lonely throughout this week and really questioning what it is that we're looking for in love. And if we are in a relationship, there may be a bit of a sobering moment about some potential imbalance or things we need to adjust in our behavior. And also it could happen on the financial front. We may be reviewing our patterns of spending with Venus. We may be doing a bit too much of that, and we need to bring some discipline, some realism to it. Overall, it is a really good week to really feel into, that potential imbalance and bring in new boundaries, or kind of, if you want, new rules for ourselves that are going to hit both sides of that balance equation. So to summarize this transit, I would say it's a transit that makes us grow up in love or in finances or in our self-worth. So not an easy week. Take it easy. Get through the full moon okay, without too many sparks and fights happening. Take care, everyone. Have a really good week, and I will speak to you next week. Bye, everyone.